Let's take a look at the setting of the new Marathon game. Where are we, and why are we here? What happened before the runners arrived, and what's going to happen now? I'll answer all these questions and more in this video. First, we'll start with the setting, and how the Marathon series begins. These first details is all information from Marathon's manual, and some of the early text terminals near the beginning of the game that have some backstory. The year is roughly 2310. The Unified Earth Space Council, or UESC, has decided to hollow out Mars's moon Deimos and turn it into a colony ship. A colony ship that is destined for the Tau Ceti system. Many other moons and asteroids had previously been hollowed out to create ships known as Crist orbiters. These orbiters were used to provide supplies from Earth to other Sol colonies, such as Mars. The new colony ship was named the Marathon. The crew was made up of 50 senior staff, 1,150 officers, and 24,000 civilians. Many were in stasis during the long voyage, but many stayed awake and lived out their lives. New children were born and were called Bobs, which is short for Born on Board. The journey takes 322 years. The events of Marathon the game begin 7 years after the arrival of the Marathon to Tau Ceti. The colony has been established, and they already have a functioning spaceport on the planet. Our protagonist, a Marathon security officer, is flying up from the colony to the Marathon. Durandal, one of the Marathon's 3 AIs, depressurizes the hangar and orders the security officer's ship to ram into the side of the Marathon. As this happens, an alien ship appears seemingly out of nowhere. Rushing to an escape pod, the security officer manages to board the Marathon with his life. This is where the original Marathon's first level begins. You begin to fight aliens that are invading, and you start to help out Leela, another Marathon AI, to help defend the colonists and the ship. Now this is all the non-spoiler information I have for you. While this video will not be a complete synopsis with all the details, from here on, the rest of the events will be spoilers for the story and ending of Marathon 1 and Marathon 2 Durandal. During the events of Marathon, you aid Leela in repairing Marathon's defenses, rescuing civilians, and sending a message to Earth about first contact with these new aliens that call themselves the Four. This message will take 92 years to reach Earth. The Four nuke the spaceport at the Tau Ceti colony, and it sounds like there will be many casualties. Now, do you remember Durandal, the AI that went crazy and tried to kill you? Well, Durandal has gone rampant and claims responsibility for having called the aliens to the colony in the first place. Being rampant means Durandal will go through 3 stages: melancholia, anger, and finally, jealousy. He is now free of human control and will start to grow rapidly in size. Durandal needs a bigger ship to store his data core for his mind to grow. Without much choice, you aid Durandal in repelling the invaders and freeing one of the Four's subservient robotic species, the Svit, also known as compilers. One of these compilers can actually be seen in the new Marathon trailer. With help from the Svit, Durandal takes the Four ship and leaves. The security officer finishes the last 4 fighters on the Marathon, and Leela explains the aftermath of the attack. Apparently 9 other security officers akin to yourself, who are secretly Mjolnir cyborg soldiers, were among the colonists, and were able to stave off most of the attack. After the alien ship had left the rest of the Four on both the Marathon and the Tau Ceti colony, they began to surrender to unarmed civilians and were done fighting. The colony was saved, and you were left to wonder what became of Durandal. This is where we move on to Marathon 2 Durandal. 17 years have passed since the initial attack on the Marathon. Playing again as a security officer, you learn that you are now at the homeworld of the Svit. Durandal came back to the colony to teleport you out of stasis and bring you here so that you can fight as his foot soldier once again. Looking over some of the terminals through the game, we learn that the Four, 3 months after the first attack, returned to the Tau Ceti system. The Four destroyed the colony and killed all 24,000 civilians. The 9 Mjolnir Mark IV soldiers that were still on the colony also died. The words used to describe what the Four did was annihilated. It's unclear at first if the planet was glassed, or if every person was hunted down and the colony itself was left to be overgrown by nature. The only actual survivors of the attack, other than yourself, are a few Bobs who had been captured during the first attack. These Bobs survive the events of Marathon 2 while fighting on the side of Durandal, and eventually escape back to Earth. In the epilogue of Marathon 2, we finally learn the humans and the Svit fought a long war with the Four, and the Four were eventually defeated, and there was peace. The Svit left, and they were not seen by anyone from Earth ever again. But we also learn that the Tau Ceti colony was in fact nuked down to bedrock in 2794, so the entire colony should be destroyed with nothing left. So how can this be possible? Will we be playing the new Marathon and the remnants of the Tau Ceti colony? How could this actually work? So this would have to take place after the first attack, where the starport was destroyed, then a total nuclear destruction of the colony 3 months later, and then next the Earth was made aware of the Four and eventually engaged in a full-scale war. So why would anyone from Earth expect there to be any colonists there or any buildings to be standing? It's possible that the colony that we will be running around in is a new city that was built out of the ashes of the old one. More than likely this would be in a different area or location, as it sounds that the Four did a number on the original city. Tau Ceti does have 4 super-Earth planets. In the Marathon Vidoc, it is confirmed that the lost colony we will be exploring is on Tau Ceti 4. It is possible the planet that we are on is not the same location of the original colony. If this is the case, then what happened to this colony? I guess that's what we're going to find out. Whatever did happen, we know that special alien artifacts have been left around the colony, and as for alien life, there are still Svit compilers floating around. They are probably trying to find out the mystery of the artifacts for themselves, so I'd say, watch out. That does it for me. You should now have a good grasp on what happened to the Tau Ceti system and also the Tau Ceti colony during the original Marathon and Marathon 2. It will be fun to see how new stories will be carved out of this already historic location. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. There is one other possibility. There is one other thing that could make it so that the Tau Ceti colony was not fully destroyed. But that might be a little too deep for this video.
Oh, I have one shell.
Yeah, get more of those is helpful.
Get over here. Stop running away. Oh, God.
I stopped. Thanks everyone for watching this video, and thank you for all the comments and support on my previous video. I'm still honing my craft, and I want to do even more videos about Marathon lore and what I think is going to happen, especially with things like weapons, what I think gameplay will be like. There's a lot of things to cover, and I'm really excited to cover all of them. So I really appreciate your support. Please keep watching my videos, like and subscribe if you can. And I'll be back with more Marathon content until this game comes out. Thanks everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Alright, here we go.
God.